So I've got a bunch of these that I'm getting ready to go on TikTok live and put up for sale. But before I do, I want to just show you that it's so easy you can do it yourself. Ooh, let me just get this ready. All right, so I've been to Hobby Lobby, got me a bunch of yarn, and I got the chunky yarn bee. See, and it's $7.99, but sometimes they have a 30% off sale, and you can get it for like $6. It's $5.99. So depending on the size of blanket you want to make, it could take up to 10 or 11 skeins. So it gets pretty expensive. So whenever you're out shopping for these and they're wanting over $100 for a blanket, that's why. They take hours and they're so soft and comfy, and I love all things cozy. So anyway, let me show you how to get started. All right, you take your yarn, take about, I don't know, a foot, wrap it around your finger like you're going to start tying your shoes. Okay, wrap it all the way around and then push that through. Okay, when you pull that, now you have a knot. So this is your first loop. Okay, you're going to take that, leave some extra, leave that extra hanging there. Okay, now you're just going to start working this through your fingers. Okay, I like to put my thumb through here and my fingers here to grab that back yarn. Push that through, grab it, and pull. See, now I have a second. So now I'm starting to make a chain. Keep those about the same size and just keep working it through. Keep doing it. See now? And then this is where you got to know how big you want your blanket to be. If you're going to just make a baby blanket, it doesn't need to be as big. But I'm going to do, let's count these. Okay, look. Every time you see this come across, that's 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you know what? I'm going to stop here and I'm going to grab a Clippy and mark my 15 because I'm going to go to 30. I think that'll be about where I want it to be. So I'm going to mark that this is halfway. Okay. Look at my chain I've got going. This is going to be the bottom. Let's see if you were laying that across your body, it's not quite big enough for you to wrap around it and get cozy. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So did you know that finger knitting is very like sensory, not overload, but it's fulfilling. It's calming, it's stimulating. For a lot of people, this physical, like, what do you call it, engagement, I guess, calms them down. It like is stress free. You get rid of your anxiety just by doing something like this. And then like part of the appeal of it is because it's like instant satisfaction. You're like, oh, I'm gonna undo that one because I got it too small. Gotta keep your yarn loose so that you can keep it pulling without changing your, I don't have a script here, I'm just winging this. But if it's being pulled, it's going to make it tighter, and if it's tighter, you don't pull it through as much, so then your loop is going to be smaller. So keep this loose so that you can pull through the same way every time. Hope that makes sense. But what was I saying? It's just engaging, and you have an instant product. Like you see the growth of it, you see what you do, what you're doing, and that you are making something yourself with your own hands, and it's just satisfaction, instant gratification. That's the word. How far am I? Because of course I wasn't counting as I was talking. I think I'm going to do like 2 or 3 more and then I'm going to count. 1, 2. That looks close. Let's count them. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Shoot. 14. And 15. Okay, so now that I got 30 across, 30 loops, 30 chains, I'm going to start working on the one above it. So I'm going to loose this up, do 1 more, but pull it up because this is now above it. Does that make sense? This is the next row. Okay, now I hope you can tell what I'm doing. Okay, see here how you can go through each one and see each chain? That is where you're going to pull through for your second row. So let me get my thumb in there, pull it up. So now I'll have 2. Okay, go up in here for 3. And you want to try to keep them all the same size. So I'm going to lay it down so I can see exactly. Okay, hold them down, pull it up about the same size, go in the next one. We're going to go all the way across, so bear with me. I mean, if you are doing a pretty easy pattern where you don't really have to think about what you're doing, it just becomes muscle memory. But whenever you're needing to count and switch colors and make a pattern, that's different. Okay, there's my little marker halfway through. So you see how fast it goes? You can watch a movie and get this done in a couple hours, depending on how big your blanket is. So if you see, I'm keeping this one behind my finger. Okay, I'm using my thumb to do this, and then I push that through and then pull. Keep this here, pull. Push it, pull. Push. Grab it back here. My thumb is through the hoop. Press my thumb and my finger together, push it through that hole, and then pull with my other hand. Okay, so then this first row, you want to go back once you get to the very end and kind of pull it out and look at it. Make sure these are all about the same size. Adjust where needed, just kind of pull it through, make sure they're all looking about the same and you don't have one like super short one or see, like that one's kind of long, so I'm just going to adjust beside it. Pull the ones around it to make it even out. Okay, so now that we're here, this is where a pattern would start. If you're going to have a pattern, I'm just for this going to keep it super easy. Do the same exact thing. Push it through, grab it onto my thumb, pull it through. So you could, again, same way, come to the front, push it through with your thumb and pull it in the back. Then that's going to create this lip right here. So it'll kind of change the texture of your blanket. If you keep it the same and pull from the back, you're going to see that chain look. See this? So these are the same. And if you do it this way from the other side, this makes a line. See that? So those are just two different ways you can do that. I'm going to keep it the same for a couple rows and go from behind. So you can just do whatever pattern you want. Just keep it the same all the way across. Switch colors at the end of the line if you want. That's, you know, don't set your expectations really high. If you're going to try to go for patterns and doing things different, I would just do one straight through, same color all the way through. Get some satisfaction out of seeing that you completed something and that you did it. And then be brave and do it the next blanket. I wouldn't go right in your first time and try a bunch of different colors and get all crazy with it. So I will stop my video and come back another day whenever I'm going to keep working on this, when I get closer to the end. Or actually, you know what? I might do blue and gold. That's what I bought, was blue and yellow, so that I could take it to school with me, because I'm a substitute teacher and you never know what classroom is going to be cold. So I have cardigans and blankets handy just in case. So whenever I switch colors here in a minute, I'll make another video. Oh, so here I am to the end of this. Let me show you. That last one, I'm going to bring it up and pull through. Use it as one. That way you don't have some weird extra loopy thing on the bottom. Okay, and then row 3, I'm just going to get going with it. Pull it straight up. See, and now you can kind of pull and adjust again like I did on that first row. Make sure those are all looking even again. You can do that as often as you like, because what's the harm? Look. So I will tell you, if you pull too hard on this first link of chains and make that too tight, your blanket's going to curve in like this, because it's pulling tight, and then you get looser as you go, so it's bigger as you go. So you want to keep it the same as you did here. I usually do about my finger's length. See how, boom, that's just what fits. And it's, you know, important that you're comfortable. So what feels good in your hands when you're working is what you usually end up sticking with, just because that's what your muscle memory does. I don't remember what I was about to say. My battery died and it turned off on me and I had to start over again. So I don't remember what I was saying and what I already said. That's my luck. But look, I've got a little bit of a curve. Just a little bit. But hopefully I can stretch that. Bring it back in whenever, a little bit tighter whenever I get going. I think I might switch to yellow. I mean, might as well, just to show you how I like to connect the yarn to each other. Let me finish this row. You know what? I'll tell you this. Sometimes whenever you're doing it to the back like this, it'll stick up. See how that's kind of standing up like this? Make sure you don't twist it. Make sure it doesn't get turned on you like this, because if you twist it, you're going to start a new pattern. Let me do a couple and show you what that looks like. When you do the same thing, you just turn it and then pull it through. So that's going to use more yarn for one, and it's going to be a little bit tighter, and it might show a couple of spaces between each hole. Pull that through there. I got kind of small on my last one because they're a little tighter to pull. All right, now let me go back to normal and let you see the difference. Okay, let me see if I can show you. Grab this baby. Okay, see, this is the same I was doing, and then here it starts to switch, and then it goes back. I hope you're seeing that. Switch. See, right here's the holes that you're going to have between each one, and these touch. So, okay, back to it. It got kind of dark in here too, didn't it? Sorry. Oh, so now it's okay to just pull it back out. If you mess up, go back and fix it. So let's see, one, there's where I started. So now I'm going to go back to doing what I was doing. Pull this. I keep falling off the table here. You need a pretty big workspace. Just wait till the blanket gets real big and you have to start like folding it up, layering it up to fit on the table. Sometimes I do this in my dining room table. Got enough space there, but when I do that, my cats want to jump in there and lay on it. And if it's not a blanket that's for me, I don't like to do that because someone might be allergic to cats and then they'll be mad at me. Ooh. All right, I'm getting to the end. Let me show you what I do. One more. Okay, so here's this last one. So this ends here. Okay, I'm going to take that back out and I just break it. That's the end. Now I'm going to take my next color. Let this baby open. Okay, usually with a new skein, at the top or the bottom, one of them is where your end is. They have buried it in. So you just kind of mess around with it until you find there. It was in there. Okay, so now, so inside of all of this fluff, I don't know if you can tell. If you feel it, there's right in the center a piece of plastic. Okay, you won't be able to see it. So, this is how you do it. Oh, of course, I grab a lighter that doesn't work. Oh, I got it. Okay, take that end and you sear that plastic together. I'm just going to push. Yeah, you can burn your fingers a lot. Push those tips of the plastic together, and then I go from each side and just kind of squeeze it, and it becomes this hard, I don't know, like hard plastic ball inside of your yarn. But the plastics have come together. Ta-da! And now it's one strand. So if I did this right, where I ripped it should have been exactly the length I need to go through here. And then boom, this next row is yellow. Oh, the things that excite me. So I'm going to loosen this up. Now, do you think, let's switch it up. Let's do our blues that way and our yellows this way. So I'm going to switch that and come from the front. So know that whenever you do that, you're going to have this blue showing. Hang on, let me do a couple and then I'll show you what I'm thinking, what I'm saying and what I'm thinking. So you're going to see, pull this through. See right here, you're going to see this yellow and this blue mixing with each other. So you'll have that yellow showing underneath, but it's fine. It's cool. It's going to look beautiful. Should have had some music going while I was doing this. Something about my brain, if I don't have music playing, then I have a million things happening up in here all at once. I'm singing a song. I'm thinking about what I'm having for dinner later, and if I need to go thaw something out, and what time my husband's going to get home, and who's going to be here, my son, my daughter, how many people do I have to feed. That's just one topic too. I also think about, oh, I've got to do all this stuff and get this ready. I've never done TikTok live. Well, I don't even really do TikTok. I'm a Facebook person. I'm old. So I had to set up a TikTok account because they say that, you know, the TikTok shop is where it's at. And I want to sell these babies. And I've just like made Facebook posts about them. And I get a lot of, oh, those are nice. But not, I want to buy that. And I know that, oh, here I am at the end. So I'm going to pull this up. Pull it a little bit tighter so that it's the same length. And then I'm going to start with my next row. Give me some loose fabric here. Make sure I have enough yarn there. See, okay, now I'm starting to fold this over. Work here, unfold it this way, work here. Does that make sense? So it's not taking up as much space. And I'll do that lengthwise later. So keep this in the back now. Since we're going from the back pulling to the front, you want to keep this in the back. I'm lying. That's what I did last time, right? This is what happens when I talk and do things at the same time. Yeah, I'm just doing this backwards. That's what we were doing. So now I want to lay this on the top. Okay, so now I shove it through the top and pull it into the back. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So if you lay this on the top, you're going to remember to keep it on the top to push through. Because if not, muscle memory kicks in and you're going to start pulling it from the back like you were doing here on the blue. And I'm going to just grab my hoops and pull every once in a while to tighten those up. Because remember how I said earlier, those loops might stick up. Now they're going to lay back because we're doing it. Okay, look. That's okay. You can just do that. But that means I'm using yarn. So I'm undoing it and pulling it through so that it's the same length. I think I was a little loose on that first one of yellow. So let's make it come out of its little holes, little loops. Are you too good for your home? Y'all are gonna think I'm crazy. Rambling on about stuff that makes no sense to you because it's all just stuff that's in my head. Okay, middle section. Find that yellow loop. Make sure you don't skip any of them. They could be hiding on you back there. That's what's hard about doing back to front. Oop. Front to back. See how I did that? Is that your loop that you're looking for is back there and they're easy to get lost and skip. And I just pulled it through again. Pull that in front. So switching up patterns is great as long as you remember that you switched. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to add some music to this video before I post it, because if not, y'all are going to be leaving me because you're so bored. Okay, to this last one, and I'm just going to do the same thing again, come back on the next tube. Now I'm going to undo this roll, lay it across the top so I have plenty of extra, and get my thumb and push. See, and like I did down here, I'm going to start once I get, a row or two, and pull them tight so I can see if I've got enough space. They're all hiding back there behind me, behind the, I don't know, behind the blanket. They're folding up back there. So if this was alive, then I could be asking questions and have something to talk about other than just rambles. I think maybe I'll stop the video because I've shown you how to switch colors and how to get started. I will come back to this whenever I'm pretty much getting done with it and show you how to finish it off. And then I'll edit that video all together and post it to Stephanie doing stuff. It's silly, but I do so many different things that, like, I couldn't have one set niche. Like, I couldn't have one topic that I post about. That's just boring. I'm not boring. I say that, and I'm just now talking about how boring this video is because I'm just talking. But you know what I mean? Like, I can't do the same thing over and over and over and over. Like, I'll be hooked on doing this blanket for a day or two, and then I won't do a blanket for a long time. Get it out of my system because I like it. It's fun, and I love having the finished product to cozy up with and be like, I did this. Yeah, it's just makes you happy. But then I move on because I make stuff. Stephanie's doing stuff. Making stuff is just one of the things that I do. Alrighty. I'm going to stop and work on this on my own so you're not bored to death, because this is a pretty long video. Sorry. But if you like to see me doing stuff, just random stuff, because I thought everybody does stuff, but we probably do it different, and we don't realize we do it different because our way has just always been our way, and we can learn from each other. Like, you might make blankets and do it totally different than what I'm doing. You might just be shaking your head going, that's not what you do. I do it this way because of this. If that's the case, you tell me, because if you can save me some time, help me out. So I'm going to just post all sorts of random videos. Weed eating. I need to do that, so I might as well post it. Maybe you ladies don't know how to use a weed eater. I don't know. So I'll just put hashtag whatever it is I'm doing, and then whenever somebody's looking up how to do something, maybe my video will pop up, and then we can talk about it. All right, I say I'm going to stop, but I can't stop because I'm almost done. How many rows of blue did I do? Let me finish this. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at this. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 4. And then I can switch again back to blue. Maybe. Or maybe I'll do one big wide yellow stripe. And then I'll do a blue one again, this size. And then I'll do a skinnier yellow stripe. And I'll do the rest of it blue until I get to the other end. And then I'll add like NCR or something in the middle in like white. That's what's cool. You can do whatever you want to do. If you don't like it, rip it out and do something different. Yay! This is so pretty and soft. I'm excited about what it's going to look like. Okay, I'll be back. Oh, where's mine? Okay, so here's what I decided to do. I finished that blue skein, and then I thought, since I'm planning to take this with me to school, I don't want it to be a big, huge, giant blanket. I don't want to carry that around. So this was about a good size where I could use it and just wrap around me like a shawl, kind of, like a half blanket. So I could bring it around and then keep my legs and my arms nice. So I switched it to white, and I'm going to do a border around the very edges of it with white. So here's what I do to end it. Okay, I did one row of white. Now I'm going to take this white, okay, at the end, I'm going to take it, put one through, and pull it over. Put one through, pull it over. Okay, so I'm connecting these to finish this off. So easy, but then you have a chain that way instead of loose ends. So I'm going to go all the way across the top, and then I'm going to go down the side, and we're going to have to hook it into the loops that are there. So you have to like count each row and make sure you're not skipping a row, going down and across and up again. So I think putting a border on there just makes it look polished, finished, you know. Pull it through. And I made these hoops just a little bit longer than the others, just to have room to go up and around and to the next one. Eek. Almost there, almost there. Okay. Last one. Now, all right, I'm coming through on the end of that top hoop. So I'm going to go to the next solid one down. See, this is a hoop, and then this is where they connect. Then this is a hoop, and they connect. So you're going to go to each of those, okay? So I'm going to make this one on the end here a little bit longer to reach around the corner. And then I'm going to do what I just did as I go. See? So in the next one, pull it through to make your hoop, pull it through the white one and back down. Okay. Go to the next line, pull that through, and make sure you're doing the same. Like right now I'm doing the back to the front all the way down, or it's going to start looking like a twisty chain. Give me some more white. I'm just going to drop this. Where am I at? This one. Pull it through, bend it over. Loop, pull, down. here's where I switch to my yellow. Here's where they connect. Here's my next yellow section. So through there, down. Next one. Through there. Okay, back to the blues. Connect there so it goes through here. So this is the corner I started on. So I'll eventually have to cut this and burn it to sear that plastic thingy so it doesn't fray all out. So let's see. I'm going to pretend that's not there and just go to the next line around. Keep on rolling around. Okay, so now since I'm rotating, I'm going to rotate my whole thing. So now this is where I started. So this is the chain. So it's going to be different than the sides that we were just on. This is like this finished end here. So it's going to look different. It's not going to have this open line and then together because they're all together. So I'm going to look for every single one. Okay, so it's basically the same thing. It just doesn't have the like knot right here. It's not a knot, but you know what I mean. So go through every single loop, pull it through, lay it down. Oops, got a little loose. Okay, put this back on the table. Doing it at an angle like that's weird. Okay, I pulled that kind of tight. That's going to make it start cinching up. I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to do it again. Because that one I needed to make a little bit longer. And you'll feel that whenever you go to pull it over like that, because it won't be long enough to reach that next hoop. You know, you could do this, or you could do this again like I did at the very beginning and just do one at a time. And then, so you could do those one at a time and then go back and loop them over, or just get it done. Just get her done, do it at the same time, pull them through. Why not make it easier on yourself and just do it? So, all right, I went around all the way around. Now I'm back to the beginning. So make sure you go all the way through that last hole, all right? And then you've got one thing left, and I'm going to, because I don't like to see this blue right here, that should be laying down. So I'm going to go through the white one time, pull this through, and then I'm going to break it here. Okay, so now I'm done with this, and I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to do it? I'm going to lay it down like I'm going, push it through, and then I'm going to burn this into that. Let's see, find, I got a fan on. And you have to burn all the way through to the plastic or it won't melt. Get up under there and squeeze so that you can feel the two plastics come together. Squeeze them, squeeze them. And so now that's tucked away and hidden. You don't have any flyaway things, you know, yarn pieces. Let's see what this looks like. So here's what I'll look like when I'm subbing. Oh, not too shabby. Okay, so where I've started, This is the last one that I have to cut or rip and then hide, burn in there. But other than that, we're done. I've showed you how to do it all. I could go in and put like the school NCR in white over the yellow. Is that going too far? I mean, I'm not a student. Raider pride. I don't know if I should leave it or not. We'll see. If I decide to do that, I'll make a video showing you how to add letters. Okay, thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for watching and learning, and maybe you were going right alongside me making your own. But if you have any questions, put them down in here and I will still answer them, even if it's been months from now. If I get your notification, I'll reply. Yay! Thanks.